All right, I asked you before the break, and we'll chat just for a second. Congressman Hanna's coming up in a second. This congressional race, heated, dirty, mail piece after mail piece after mail piece, distortions of the truth here, there, and everywhere, and battles that have even affected us here in studio. It has been a heated race. So what do you think of this 22nd congressional race here?
Well, it's certainly interesting, and one of the most interesting aspects of it to me is how much outside money is coming into this race. Both the Democratic House Committee to elect members and Republican money is coming in from the outside. A lot of money.
Yeah.
This is it's not often there's an open seat, and when there is an open seat, it's pretty important.
Especially this year.
Yeah, especially this year.
Yeah.
It still looks like the Republicans will have a comfortable margin no matter what happens in this district in the House of Representatives. But because members of the House are reelected about 95% of the time, whenever there's an open seat, it becomes really important, and this is an important one.
So, again, back to that redistricting and gerrymandering, I mean, that's really, we've seen it here. I mean, some of these districts are just, not just on the federal level, but the state level as well.
Yeah, well, this congressional district also, I mean, this one is really an odd district, and there are many of them, and I think it's time that in this country that if we are ever going to get serious about straightening out our political system and not have so many problems in it, one of the things we need to do is to have some independent commission draw election districts.
Yeah.
That happens in other countries. That's what happens in Great Britain. Some states are beginning to experiment with this. I know Iowa, for example.
How do you get the people who like it this way to vote to get rid of it?
Well, the only way to do that is that the legislature has to vote to have these independent districts.
Yeah.
And they're not going to do it to themselves. So they're going to have to say, in 10 years from now, in 20 years from now, this is what's going to happen.
I'm going to ask you.
That was going to be my question. I think that's an interesting point. When you said they wouldn't do it to themselves, my thought was, well, then it's never going to happen. But what you said is they would be more likely to say, okay, in 15 years when we're all gone,
right,
the next group in has to deal with the fact that an independent commission comes in, and that's the way, really, it should be done independently.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. They have some independent board, people who are not partisan, draw the election districts so we don't, as I said before, have this situation where instead of the voters choosing their legislators, we have legislators choosing their voters, as happens today.
Yeah.
Good stuff. It's always great talking with you.
Thank you.
Dr. Nathan Richmond, and maybe we can get you in, maybe we can squeeze, we're going to be, just so you know, we'll be over at the Boulevard Diner on Tuesday, Election Day. It'll be quite an interesting morning, so you might want to pipe in there. There'll be, food and beverage and all that stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good. Right. I'll be happy to.
We might even set up a little duck pin lane for you.
Yeah, we do.
Stop by.
Do. Yes, we will do that. And the balls are really cool. If you've ever played that game, I got so addicted to it. My wife is standing there with my friend's wife, and me and my friend are like, no. And by the way, I was losing every game, and I can't handle that. So, but then I got so it became. I wasn't as obsessed with winning as I was with the fact that you can put such a curve on that. So when you take that and you put a spin on it, you can watch that ball come right around to the edge, and it comes right back in for a strike. Or it just comes a little too far to the edge and goes right into the gutter. But they're like hand-sized, grapefruit size, which is perfect for me, right?
Bill's losing, but he's like, did you see that hook? That's a great hook.
Yeah, went in the gutter, but man, if it didn't, it would have been something. All right, Doc, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.